live and die in Africa. Hey, live and die in Africa. I wanna be rich, I wanna be famous, I wanna have lots and lots of money. Soar above the clouds, I wanna be free, like Nelson Mandela. Stand tall like a pyramid, so courageous. No place I'd rather be. Oh na na na, oh na na na. There's no place I'd rather be. Oh na na na. Live and die in Africa. I wanna live and die in Africa. Live and die in Africa. Hey, live and die in Africa. Hey, I wanna freedom. I wanna be remembered. I wanna go down in history. Make my mama proud, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Nasichoke nyumbani, moja mila mtumwa. Hey, no place I'd rather go. Oh, no place I'd rather go. I live and die in Africa. Yeah, I live and
Why? It's an African one. Yeah.
I am
Yeah, me I like it. Something so. This my African hands then gon' love you. Yeah. My African lips then gon' kiss you. Whoa. My African hips get down to you. Whoa. My African legs then gon' run to you. Whether you come here to break dance, I mean you come here to shake hands. You come here to make plans. Never would you reach that motherland. Whether you come here to run with me, oh, I mean not to find who go. Everything that you owe, never would you reach that motherland. Anywhere you go, London, USA. Yes, some good music playing right here in the Black Hot Fire Network, and this is the African Diary Show with me, your host, Kate Ndongo. And I see one of the biggest family we made, or one of our friends we made in Tanzania when we were in Tanzania, and this is Safina, and she says that I love you guys, and we miss you too, Safina. We miss you very much, and we're hoping to come back there on March and meet you as well, because you are a very good person. You are a very good host in Tanzania. We are coming back there, and we shall come back at your place and say hi. Yeah, thank you for joining us on today's show, and some amazing vibes right here in the Black Hot Fire Network. Right there was Yemi Alade featuring Sauti Sol, and the jam is Africa. And earlier on, I played you a song by Sauti Sol, and this is Live and Die in Africa. I hope you're getting to enjoy my music. Nowhere be like Africa, nowhere be like home. Anywhere you go, New York, Chicago, nowhere be like Africa, nowhere be like home. People eruya wayo, wayata, karibu kiti, utapewa nini, eruya wayo, wayata, karibu kiti, utapewa nini.
African audience will love you. This my African love will squeeze you, yeah. My African ears will listen to you. My Kenyan legs will run to you, yeah. Come on, umekuja to break down, umekuja to get down, umekuja to take chance. Hakuna matata, kama umekuja kulipa kupiga densi, hapo ulipo, Anywhere you go, London, USA. Nowhere be like Africa, nowhere be like home. Anywhere you go, New York, Chicago. Nowhere be like Africa, nowhere be like home. Hallelujah, karibu kiti utapewa nini? Hallelujah, wayaka karibu kiti utapewa nini? Lele. It's an African one.
Oh.
Yes, hello.
I think you caught the rhythm that time, Katie. Watch out. I think you had the rhythm going on. That might be your song. You seem to get the rhythm of that beat. That might be your jam.
It's an amazing jam right there. It's a collaboration of one of the Nigerian artists and Sauti Soul. It is an amazing jam. It's called
That's Sauti Soul on that too.
Yeah.
That's Yemi Adale, right?
Yemi Alade.
Whatever. Give me somebody, damn.
Yeah, that is Yemi Alade over
What happened
there.
in Kenya, Serafina? She says she's heard about what happened in Kenya. What happened?
Maybe she heard about the terror attack that I was talking about on Monday. That happened early mornings on Monday. Yeah.
What happened? I forgot.
It was a terror attack. Remember, the French embassies had one.
I told you, whenever you get white people warning you something, it's them that's doing this, them behind it. They control African countries. Like I said, Tanzania was one of the few countries that they didn't have control of. And that's sad enough with this woman in there. They got Tony Blair. Tony Blair is one of the wickedest globalists on the planet. And so John Magufuli makes sure he kept, the country intact. Now you got this puppet in there. It's going to be dangerous. Whenever they give a terror, that's why I told their people to go, because they already knew what was coming, because they're the ones that planned the terrorism in Africa. All these Boko Harams and Al-Shabaab, that's them. That's to make sure they keep control of the African continent, and they have their puppets lined up in Africa. That's why Africa never progresses, stays impoverished. As Joby did the last video, showing you that Africa was rich before the Europeans stepped in. And like you had that lady yesterday, I never knew about her. You taught me some history, Katie. That lady was amazing. That woman was amazing. Yeah, you taught me some history. It was great to learn. You're always learning. So I always love to learn new information, and especially about strong African women. I love to hear about strong African women fighting the oppressor, fighting the colonial power, the British. So it's amazing that she walked all the way across the whole country of Kenya. That is amazing.
It is amazing, and we also have so many African leaders like women that were forgotten in the history, but we shall remember them because they don't remember them because they did some good work, and we are here to remember them.
So, yeah, well, it's good work. They have the right to be remembered. Good work. Like I said, it was the women that sparked these revolutions in Africa. I mean, we didn't get completely free, but it was women. So you didn't prove my point with that woman. And no, you're not going to keep us in power. You're not going to enslave us and beat us down. We're going to fight you people. We're not going to allow you to come in and just subjugate us. So shout out to that woman. That was hey, learn something every day. I always learn.
There was another woman I was reading about. She was a Kikuyu. I don't remember her name, but she was called somebody Muthoni, and she was a great leader. She led her people, and she was the one who was making food and taking food to the soldiers who are trying to fight the colonizers, and she did a great work. But people forgot about her.
Well, I don't think people forgot about it. They choose. Culture in Africa is not really African anymore. They put proper men too much and forget about the women's contribution. You can't forget about the women.
Women are always there to help and to lend a hand. So these people need to be acknowledged once again that they were contributing to the liberation of African people. So it wasn't just men fighting. Without the women, there would never be no success. So it's good.
Yeah, but right now in Africa, women are considered powerless. Like they see women as a creature that can't help in the nation or in the society.
It's European culture. So you guys know women are very powerful. Women are very um, hell. You need your women. Your women cannot be. You can't oppress your women and expect to thrive as a people. And hopefully, African. That's why we bring back this knowledge to our people. So you can't oppress the African woman and expect to thrive as a people or a nation. You must always uplift your women. Period.
True, true, true. And before we get to the matters of the day, I wanted to give my wise sayings of the day. And the first one goes this way: the greatest glory in living lies, not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall. Yeah, we should be rising every time we fall, not to remain where we fell and look back where we fell. And the second one is your time is limited, so don't waste it in living someone else's life. Yeah, your time is limited. Yeah, so you better make use of your time wisely. Stop living people's life. And the last one is if life were predictable, it would cease to be life and be without flavor. That is true. If we ever predict life wouldn't be any fun
No,
or
it's true. It's the unpredictable things in life that bring us joy and happiness. So unpredictable things makes us fun. Like you guys going to Tanzania and sneaking Joby across the border. That was unpredictable. That brought flavor and joy and fun. You know, you sneaking
oh,
Joby across the border and she's showing up. Hey, I'm in Tanzania. Look at me. Hey, Joby, how you in Tanzania? You supposed to be back in Kenya.
General Mosquito, you're saying the audio is so low. I don't know what is up. Kid, are you hearing?
I hear you
Hearing?
well. I don't know. That's General Mosquito. He must be drunk. You drunk, General Mosquito? You been drinking? You been out drinking? I don't know what he's talking about, Katie. I hear you well. I don't know.
Okay, okay. I thought the audio has some problems, but if you're hearing me well,
Put down the alcohol, brother. It's too early to be drinking in the UK, brother. Put down the alcohol. It's too early.
And before we go to the show to the main topic of the day, there are some videos I wanted to share with you. Let me see if I'll be able to open them right now. Mhm. Meanwhile, let's listen to some of this. This is Nyashinsky.
Only you, baby. Only you, baby. You're my only one. My only one. Some say a fool never changed his mind. Well, maybe. Baby, I'm a fool for you. Mapenzi kipofu, kipenda maovu, huoni. Oh, love is blind, never seemed so true. When I'm broke, natumianga bro, please call me. Akipiga naomba do, mbona kuna message nazitumanga, send me money. To cut a long story short, yo, vumilia na mimi, please don't leave me. Don't let the money fool you, sponsors just wanna use you. Namwambia mtoto wa mama siharibike, ananishoni biashara tu, na siwezi mshibisha na panganga tu, na mwezi ukikisha sina ujanja, kareti kidisho wanga planda. Oh, baby, wanamyo katisini, leo sina kitu, kesho mtafanikiwa, na nikibarikiwa, ahadi yangu nisijaza, naomba nimetoka nawe. Baby, wanamyo katisini, leo sina kitu, kesho mtafanikiwa,
nikibariki ahadi yangu nisikasahau malipechombana wewe. Only you baby, I only want, I only want. Girl, I wanna take you to my mama, show her you're the one for me. I'll never, ever, never, ever leave you. Oh, believe me when I say you will forever be my queen. Yule nalana ye kwa dikinta, lana ye kwa faraja. Ahadi yangu ndio hiyo. Kama pamoja tumelia, tutacheka pamoja.
Okay, I'm not able to transfer the videos, but meanwhile, we shall get back to the to the stories of the day. And is somebody calling me a funny name? Robert Runo, what are you calling me? Anyway, welcome to the show, and thank you for joining us on today's show. Katarina. That is my friend. He loves calling me that name, and I don't love that name.
Okay.
But anyway, we shall be talking about the terror attacks that are happening in Kenya, and Kenya is on a high alert about after terror attacks. And the last major incident by the group in Kenya was at luxury Dusit hotel complex. And okay, this was the last big. This was the last big terror attack, but we have been having these minor terror attacks that happens in the police posts in Mandera and some other places. But right now, like after the police heard about this whole issue where the French embassies were issuing were offering like warnings, were sending some warnings to the Kenyan people. They took security to the city and forgot about the remote areas. So you see right now, like the terror attack that happened on Monday this week, it was in Mandera, where Mandera is a dry area and it is a remote area also. So the moment they heard about these warnings, they took all the security to Nairobi and to all cities where we have big malls and where we have so many people. But they forgot about the people who are in the central or in the remote parts of the.
Yeah, we lock down the whole country, Katie. It's not possible to lock down the whole country. The problem is when you usually get these terrorist attacks, they're usually from Europeans. There's a message being sent, something's being done. See, understand the financing of terrorism. To finance the terrorism is Europeans, with your Boko Harams, your Al Shabaabs. So like you got the Al Shabaab now down in Mozambique. There was no Al Shabaabs until they found minerals down there, oil and gas deposits. So since Europeans always, they're sending the messages like I told Spikes when you had the 1998 bombing of the Kenyan embassies. That was the CIA. That was America that did that. It was Islamic terrorism. No, it wasn't. It's American CIA that did it. So whenever you get terrorism in Africa, it's somebody sending a message. Europeans are sending a message that you're not doing what they want you to do. They fund the terrorism. Understand? You say, well, where are these people getting money? Where they getting expertise to make bombs? Where's it coming from? Nobody on the street is a terrorist, Katie. They don't have the money. They don't have the financing. So who's financing terrorism on the planet? And you go back and understand who's financing terrorism, you know who's responsible for it. And the country cannot lock down every part of the country, okay? They don't know where it's going to hit, so they couldn't just say that they were going to be a lockdown that part of Kenya because it's rural. Isn't it funny? And none of the European countries have all these terror attacks. Ain't that funny? Isn't that funny? You never have terror attacks in Europe or America. You know why? Because they're the ones implementing the attacks. Because they're the ones creating attacks in Africa, Kate. That's why. From MI6, the Mossad over in Israel, and the CIA here work in tandem to keep Africa destabilized and in control. That's why we don't have terrorists running around America. You know,
Why not? We're the richest country on the planet. Why don't they come and put terrorism and bomb things here and blow up stuff? And if we do, and if they are blowing up things here, it's our own government that's doing it. So they can blame it on somebody and go attack them and steal the resources. That's the scam. Like 9/11 happened and say, oh, the towers of 9/11. There was no dirty Afghanis or dirty Arabs in no cave in no Afghanistan. I was in the military. That was American government. That's called a friendly flag. When the government does something, it's called problem, reaction, solution. Called problem, reaction, solution. So they'll create the problem. The public will react, oh my God. And then they'll come with the solution because you'll beg for the solution because you fear. Remember, terrorism causes fear, Katie. Oh, save me, protect me. Oh, save me. What's going on? And so they'll come with the solution. They create the problem. It's called the Hegelian dialect. It's called problem, reaction, solution. That's what you got going on with the big ugali. Oh, there's a pandemic. Oh, I'm scared. Oh, I'm fast. No, save me. They created it. They put you in fear. And then they come with the solution, which is the big ugali. That's giving people, you know what, the permanent nap. So understand their tactics. You understand what they do. So there's no reason for anybody to run around creating any terrorism inside of Kenya. But it's a message being sent to some Kenyan official that they not doing what they told them to do or something. Understand? Because what were the demands? Did the terrorists have any demands, Katie? What were their demands?
No, they didn't have any demands. They just told their people to stay vigilant.
Yeah, so it's about fear. Yeah. So, the terrorists. So it means it's about fear. Understand? That's how they keep the African continent. So you got Africa starting to wake up. That's why you had a coup over in Guinea-Bissau the other day. It didn't succeed, but it's going to eventually succeed. See, Africa has been put, and I told you, in a state of arrested development. When Europeans got control of Africa, they destroyed the mental framework of Africans. They put them in a state of arrested development. So intellectually, you're not as smart as you're supposed to be. You put in ignorance and fear. So the European needs to keep that to have control of Africa. So they always have terrorists. Why you got terrorism run through Africa? No one who's funded. Okay, my fault. It was my Bluetooth speaker all messed up. Okay, yeah, we knew it was you. We knew it was you. You was drunk. Stop drinking in the morning, damn it. We knew it was you.
It's very early to be drunk.
Yeah. Understand when you got the Al-Shabaab and the Boko Haram. See, the Africans are starting to realize why the French, why you got the Malians and the Nigerians. No, it's the French that are creating these terrorists so they can be in Africa to steal the resources out and give it to Europe. See, if you know actually real history, Europe was poor without Africa, as Joby just showed you in her last video. That's a fact. Africa has all the wealth, but it doesn't control its wealth. So they must create fear and ignorance to keep the wealth of the continent. See, if Africa get control of the wealth, again, Africa becomes rich. It's the richest continent. And the Europeans go back and be impoverished. So that's the whole thing, Katie. So when you get these terrorist attacks, always don't look at it and surface. What's the agenda? Who is this benefit? What is this about? What are these people gripe supposed to be? Why are they just going bombing things? What for what? What reason? What do they get for bombing things? Absolutely nothing. So you say there's a bigger agenda behind this. It's a bigger agenda means that someone is paying for this and pulling the strings, and they want to promote fear within the country. Fear causes people not to think. Oh, what's going on? They get scared. When you're scared, you can't think. So they say, okay, solution, we're going to lock down the country and we're going to make you a passport. So you got to show this to get in this area. You got to be locked down. All this crazy stuff. And you always reject that. So that's what they're trying to do to the world right now. So this is what I want to show. I'm going to share some of your video. Let me share something because you got shout out to the Canadians who locked the country down because of these. So you got a global power that run the world. Those people don't know that. They think that this countries. They're not countries. That's an illusion.
Okay, I've gotten the video I wanted to share, and I think this is hilarious. I hope it plays. No,
Okay. Somebody in the desert. Somebody.
no, it was a man shouting to the Pope.
Okay.
This is an ad. Okay, here it is.
Should be shouting. These are the most wickedest people on the planet. Child trafficking, organ harvesting. But the African doesn't know about the historical Catholic Church. You've been given this wicked ass church, not knowing its past and what they're doing right now on the planet right now. I wish you could show that whole hall how evil that thing is. He's sitting in with the demons all behind his ass and all this shit's wicked. Go ahead and play it.
Okay. Okay, this video cannot be played because a problem with your internet connection.
Maybe
They always find no, it's not the internet. If it was for the internet, we wouldn't be live.
Okay, that's true too. Yeah, you're right. That's true. But anyway, see, and now things that you have a lot of churches now speaking out finally about the Catholic Church. So you had a split. See, I know you guys. See, Africans don't know history. That's a problem. Catholic Church has always been wicked and evil, but sadly enough, you had a split back in the 10th century. Oh, no, that'd be the 9th century. We had part of the Catholic Church split off, right? Catholic Church split off from each other. I never seen what was so holy about this dirty pope. Yeah, there's nothing holy about them. The wicked, the evil. It's a wicked. But black people, when they got conquered, they filled their minds with lies. So you had a schism back in the 9th century, where you have the Catholic Church broken too, Katie. And so it became, because you got it's either called the Greek Orthodox or Russian Orthodox and the Catholic faith. They broke off. I'm talking way before you talk about the other denominations, before you get the other denominations. They broke off. And so you got.
You're telling us that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's called let me see the schism. Let's see what year was the Catholic schism? Let's see what year. Put it up. Let me see what year. What year? What year was the Catholic schism? Okay, 1054. Let me share my screen so you understand this. So let me share. So that's why Africans need to know real history. You got to know how the world actually works. So this before you get all these other denominations with these other denominations that happen later on. This is the Catholic Church breaking off until another part of the Catholic Church. So this is called the schism. In July 16, 1054, CE, the Common Era, it's called the Great Schism. Okay? The Patriarch of Constantinople. But let me make sure they call him the Patriarch, but actually, he's not. The Patriarch is actually the original Pope, because the Pope of Constantinople was the original Pope, not in Rome. The religion of Christianity was created in Constantinople, which we call Turkey today, which we call Istanbul. This is where Christianity was created, in this city. And this is your first Catholic church. So the Patriarch of Constantinople was the original Pope. This were your popes until the Muslims captured the city, the country, and then Christianity moved to where you see Rome today. It moved there after 14, whatever the Muslims got Turkey. But this great schism was created.
I think the video is playing right now.
Oh, you got it? Okay, let me go. Let me show your screen. I get out. I teach this in a minute. Go ahead. Let me stop sharing my screen. All right, go ahead. What is he yelling at him about? You have to give us some context. You have to give us what yelled at.
Sorry, kid.
You got to give us some context. Why is he yelling at the Pope?
Okay. He
why
was
why is he yelling at this wicked, evil bastard?
he was telling people the church is not the way God wants.
Oh, you froze. I think you froze, Katie. You're gonna short out on me. Now go back and teach the schism. I think you're gonna drop. Yeah, I figured you froze. Okay. Let me go back and share my screen so you understand the schism. So most people, sadly enough, don't know history. Share screen. Okay, yeah, the schism, right? We know the creation of the Christian church started in Constantinople. And so this is the schism you have where they didn't want any popes. And they didn't want one person ruling all of Christendom and said there was a head. So in 1054, it's called the Great Schism. The Patriarch of Constantinople, Michael Seleucus, was excommunicated, starting the Great Schism that created the two largest denominations in Christianity. That was called the Eastern Orthodox, right? The Roman Catholic Church and the Eastern Orthodox Church. So it split the Catholic Church. Damn, Great Schism. Let's see. And so, I'm not going to read all that, but I would give credit to the Orthodox Church, but now calling out the Catholic Church, calling it wicked and evil. The Eastern Orthodox version of the Catholic, because it's still the same church, they split. And if you know anything about the first church, it's called Church of Hagia Sophia. So that was your original first church, not what you see in Rome. Original big church was this one. Images in Constantinople. Let me see here. So, images of the Hagia Sophia. So now you see, now everybody knows this. What I taught you guys. So share. Wait for Katie to come back. Share my screen. Okay. But you guys see this now? It looks like a mosque. But this was your very first church. And this was your very first Christendom, the seat of Christendom. Images. Go to images. And so, this before you get the Roman church, this is your very first church. Now you got these pillars, these Islamic pillars, because it was conquered by the Muslims in the 1400s. So this is the Hagia Sophia. Very beautiful church. So this was your original seat of Christendom, not what you see in Rome today. This was the original in Constantinople. See, Sultan Muhammad conquers, so they conquered this and turned into a mosque. But this is a church, so there's Islamic writing afterwards, but this was a church. This was the iconic Hagia Sophia. This was a church. And this was the seat of Christendom. So the patriarch would be considered the original pope. Patriarch of Constantinople. And so in 1054, you had a schism break because at that time over in Rome wanted the power of the Hagia Sophia, but they did not have it because the center of Christendom was in Constantinople, not in Rome. And so you had a great schism that occurred. See, when the Muslims they built these pillars like a mosque, but this is the church itself. And so they didn't want to be ruled by one person. So you got one dude controlling everything, a pope. It's like, nah, no, hell no. And so the funny part about it with the separation of the Eastern Orthodox Church with the Catholics as they split, the Catholic Church becomes more wicked. It was already wicked, became more wicked in their practices. So let me get out of that. Katie still hasn't made it back yet. Katie? So in today's society, you got the Eastern Orthodox Church talking about they being real wicked because they're promoting the big Ugali shot. What the Eastern Orthodox are not. They know it's wicked. They know it's evil. So waiting for Katie. I'm up. I gotta get some sleep. For Katie, sure, I've been up all night. So, well, that's Jim Ski said you don't know why they thought he was holy because that's what they told black people as they came in to Africa. The African mind is colonized. Doesn't know history. Used to know history. You don't know history, you believe any old nonsensical thing. Oh, but I wanted to talk about what's going on in Canada with them since I'm waiting for Kay to come back with them shutting down the country. That's what you're supposed to do when you have tyranny. Let me pull this up. Where is Katie at? About these guys shutting down the country. You got Prime Minister Trudeau hiding out up in northern Canada because they're saying, no, we're not going to be mandate any damn thing. You're not going to mandate something that goes in you have the right, family, to decide what goes in and out of your body. That's your God-given right. No one has the right to mandate anything to you. No one. If you decide you want to take something in your body, that's your personal choice, and you have that right. And I support you with that right. And everybody else has the right to say, no, I don't accept taking nothing into my body. That's my choice. That's about you being a sovereign being of the creator of the universe. No one has the right to mandate anything to you. And you're supposed to know that. As a sovereign being of the creator of everything, you have the right to decide what goes in and out of your body. That's you being a free sovereign individual. And you give up that right, that means you're a slave. Only a slave is told what somebody can and cannot do to their personhood. And so that's what this global system is trying to do. And it's called tyranny. So let me see if I can find that video. So shout out to the Canadians for shutting the whole country down. And as you see, they walk in all these countries, they're walking everything back. Because people are waking up to what's actually going on the planet. No matter how many lies they've told through their media, the lies are not working anymore. I want to share this. So let's go to here. No matter how many, and sadly enough, the only African leader to speak up was John Magufuli. A real African leader. Only one. Only one. Some spared, but he's the only one that was out there actually telling the truth, and that's why they had to come and get him. That's why he was acceptable for them coming to get him, because he was telling people actually the truth, and that's a no-no in Africa. Africa, you're supposed to be stupid and lied upon, told nonsense, lie after lie after lie after lie after lie. He was the only leader who was actual leader telling Tanzanians the truth. They might not have understood it because of education, and he was a scientist as well. He understood the science. He just made a religious thing with them. If you're a Muslim, go pray to Allah. If you're a Christian, go pray to Jesus, whatever you pray to. Because he knew they didn't have the intellectual capacity to understand what he was saying, but he was the only one that was correct because he was an actual real leader. These other ones were nothing more than puppets. That's why they were copying and pasting this all over Africa and all over the world. This tyrannical, these mandates and all this other crazy shit. Let me go. Let me use her. Now, what the Canadian government is going to try to do, instead of going to pick out the army, you can't pick out the army. Those are people, so many people out there. You have a civil war in the streets. Country will implode. Can't do that. Try to use the police, too many people out there. Can't use the police. Understand, people. People are the power, not the government. The government can only rule with the consent of the people. People don't give you consent, you don't have the right to rule them. You don't got the right to rule over me if I don't give you consent. And that's what's not been told in Africa. These puppets don't got the right to rule you if you say no. You're only governed by the right by the people. The consent of the people allow you to rule over and govern over them. Not rule, govern. Govern. Govern doesn't mean rule. So let me share my screen. So, dang, is the internet completely out over there? Come on back, Katie. I can't do this whole show. And as you notice, the mainstream media, and this is the biggest convoy in history. This is shutting down a whole country. It's not on the mainstream media because I told you, you got a group of people on all the media, all the country, on all of it. Whether you're in America, Kenya, England, France, you have a group of investors, I'll say, you know the names, they own all of it. So you get the same copy and paste over and over again. But no one's telling you about what's going on in Canada. Ain't that fun? You got a lockdown of a whole country. A G7 country. One of the biggest economies on the planet. But no one knows that the whole country's been locked down and the prime minister's hiding out in the woods some damn where. Why isn't the media covering that? Who's getting involved? The ships are getting involved? How they getting involved, Samuel? You got to let me know. How the ships are getting involved, Samuel? This thing ain't let me post it. There we go. Boom. How the ships get involved? I mean, are they gonna they're not gonna be able to stop the blockade that they got in the borders? Because they blocked the borders and the capital. And they're not going nowhere until Trudeau resigns and the rest of these phony ass parliamentary people resign. So they're not going nowhere. So how are they going to use ships to stop this blockade of the people taking control of the country? See, understand, everybody's scared. They're not going to show this on mainstream media because it's people taking back power of a country because you are the power. They don't want you to know you're the power. They're blocking the ports. I think I saw the article last night. I will send it in a few minutes, okay? Who cares they block the ports? What does that mean? They're already blocking the country anyway. So what? See, they don't want people to know that the power is in people of the governed, not the government. Power is in the governed, not the government. Yeah, I got you. Didn't read it, but let me put this up here. I got you. And it's an alternative news site. Like I said, you're not going to see this nowhere on the media where the people have taken over the whole country. Have taken over Canada. And these leaders are hiding out and scared. The people have taken over the country because you're the power, not the government. The governed are always the power. You're the majority. So when you don't live in fear and understand you are the government, and you get right people to govern over you, and if they abuse that right, you got the right to get rid of them. And that's what the Canadians are doing.
All out together, we're supporting this country. We're doing it for Canada. That's it.
You think that is a violent or racist like
no. The energy is great. The vibe is wicked. There's a lot of love here, and everybody's here for the same reason.
Here, Alexa, for venues, we are the 29th of January in the street of Ottawa, just in front of the Parliament. And
this is the capital of Canada. Ottawa's the capital. So they closed down the whole capital. They closed down the whole country, really.
And as you can see, so much like truck just come from Toronto or everywhere around Ontario. More convoys is coming from all across Canada. So if you like it, go to convoyreport.com. You can chip in to help us with our travel expense. And if you want, you can watch all our video. So keep following us.
Well, look, all I heard was that a bunch of racists and misogynists were to get together. That's why I'm here. Is there a different cause? Because I'm here because I'm racist and misogynist. So if there's something else going on, I don't really want to be a part of that. But
okay, sorry, bye.
Just kidding, just kidding.
We just want to prove a point. We're proving for all truckers. The other truckers are still hauling. We're here.
So how long you plan to stay here?
Until it's done. That's it.
So the truck driver said they're going to shut down the country because they're not going to do any fucking mandates. They're not going to allow no one to put something in their body that they do not agree with. So they're going to shut down the whole country. Nothing comes in, nothing goes out. And so they're also going to shut down the Capitol building. And I applaud these people. That's what you're supposed to do. When your country becomes tyrannical and evil, you as the people are supposed to take back the power because you are the power. And they've been told you that they're the power. They're not. You're the power of any government. You give people the right. You give people the consent to govern. That's why you have elections. That's you giving them consent to govern. And what they decide to do now in the world, to act like you don't give them consent to govern, that they actually dictators. So now I'm taking it back.
So do you have enough goods
for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? We're here.
As long as we need to stay.
And you notice you didn't see the police because police already told police can't. There's not enough police to stop millions of people. So the police should just stand down and don't let it get any kind of physical actions. Now they might do a false flag, what the West is known for doing, some terrorist attack. That's what they'll do. So I say one of these guys decided to do some terrorism somewhere in Canada. We know it's a lie. But through unity, black people, you got to learn this. Through unity is your strength. When you play tribal games and tribalism, it hurts you as a people.
Stay.
do you have enough for?
Oh yes. We are ready.
Yeah?
Plenty of food, plenty of water, fuel too.
Oh, that's great.
We are ready for a couple of weeks at least.
We'll stay here till next year.
Yeah?
If we have to.
Forever?
Yes.
This is accent. He's not a Canadian. He's an immigrant Canadian. He's Eastern European, either from Russia. I would say he's Russian, or maybe Ukrainian or Croatian, but he's Eastern European. That's the accent.
That's big.
Yes,
So you're ready.
we're ready.
Yeah, a lot of people are ready for it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On est là pour notre liberté. Tout le monde est uni. J'ai jamais vu une unification comme ça dans le Canada. C'est une première, puis faut que ça continue comme ça.
So where you from?
Hamilton, Ontario. Amazing turnout. Yeah, just super patriotic. And I've seen everybody all happy and united. It's fantastic. It's what Canada's about.
So the media mainstream tried to discredit yourself. How you feel about it, and what do you have to say about it too?
Well, I'd like to say I'm shocked, but I'm not, because that's how the media is with anything that doesn't go with their narrative, right? So, yeah, no, I think it's BS. It shouldn't be the way it is, because in Canada we're supposed to be a free country, so you're supposed to be able to express yourself and do what you got to do. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. And Justin Trudeau that say that it's a fringe minority that's coming in Ottawa. What do you have to say about it?
I think it's funny because clearly here.
Yeah, Trudeau tried to say there was a fringe minority. This is a fringe group. A fringe minority is coming in Canada, yeah? Millions by the millions. There's only 20-something million people in Canada. I don't think this is a fringe minority. I think this is the majority of the country saying no. So it doesn't appear to be a fringe minority, Trudeau.
Here today, it's not a fringe minority, and the amount of trucks that are coming tomorrow from out west and out east, we're not the minority like they've been saying for the last 2 years, so... Yeah.
Do you think that it would change something?
Oh, 100%, because we're not leaving.
No vaccine passports. Exactly. You have the right to move freely within the planet. No one gets to tell you you got to carry some fucking vaccine passport. That's a no-no. So they want to lock you down to have complete control of your life. And that's why this has been rolled out globally. See, this bullshit has been rolled out globally. Trying to implement it here in the United States. And we say, fuck no. That's a no. Hell no. You're not going to tell me where I can and cannot go, what I can and cannot do. That's open warfare then. See, in America, we have a different system. We have different states. You have some states that are putting these vaccine passport things saying they can't go in unless they got a passport to go to the grocery store. All this crazy, moronic ass nonsense. I live in Florida, and that's a no-no here.
Leaving until it does change something, so.
So how long are you prepared to stay for?
I have enough stuff in here to stay for a couple weeks if I have to, so.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere, so.
Great. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you. That's awesome. So during all the weekend, we are covering the convoy, the Freedom Convoy that's come from all across Canada. So if you want to help us to cover all our travel expense and as well our report, go to convoyreports.com, chip in generously, and you can as well sign the petition.
Okay, that's the end.
Well, joining us now live from Coutts, Alberta, via his cell phone is our friend Kean Simone. We also lovingly call him K2. Kean.
Oh, okay. Let me get out of that. Dang, Katie still hasn't made it back? Isn't it that bad? Yeah, so what you see is a complete media blackout of what's going on in Canada as they shut down the country. Isn't that funny? I got a Canadian picture right there. Is that the Canadian Parliament right there on my thing? That's the Canadian Parliament right there on my TV right there. That's the Canadian Parliament building right there. How? What a coincidence, huh? What a coincidence. So, far over there. But, hey, where's Katie? I gotta go get some damn sleep. Shit. But you got a complete media blackout what's going on in Canada because they don't want the world to see this. You're not supposed to see what's going on. That they're taking over the global powers and they're shutting down the country because they're not going to be mandated to. Now, if you want to take something in your body, that's your personal right. You got the right to do that. I support that right. I also support the people who don't want to have something in their body. You don't got the right to mandate anything to anybody. And see, when the Europeans told the Africans to do it, everybody did it but Magufuli. That's why he was a threat. All these puppet leaders from Kenya to Nigeria to Ghana to South Africa, they all said you're going to be mandated because the European told them to do it. That's why. As African people, you need to know no one gets to mandate shit to you. That's between you and your universal creator. That's your personal choice. If you decide to do it, then that's your choice. Then you do so. And I respect that. But if you don't, that's your choice as well, and I respect that too. No one can mandate nothing to you. That's what you need to know. Your governments don't have the right to mandate no fucking medicine to you. You're a sovereign being created by the creator of the universe. No one can dictate to put something in your body. But if that's your personal choice, I have no problem with that. And I'll respect your personal choice. That's your choice to do so. Not no government telling you. You don't got no right to tell me what the hell to do with my body. You know, step the lounge. You fucking out of your damn mind. You don't never give up autonomy of your body, family, ever. Only one has autonomy of your body is your creator. Whoever you think is your God or your creator, that's who has autonomy over your body, not any government. So that becomes tyrannical, tyranny. And you must always fight against that. Period. And that's how you know it's copy and paste all over the globe. There's no real countries. It's a few people that run the whole planet. That's why they implement this everywhere. All these same implementations went out everywhere on the globe. Everywhere. Everywhere. Copy and paste everywhere on the globe. And they expect the people to still be in fear and not fight back. Because I was about your health, I was about my health. You don't lock me out of society. You don't tell me I can't go to the grocery store, can't feed myself, can't do this. Not about health, it's about power. It's nothing to do with health. About anything about health, you say, okay. Those who want to get it, feel free to do so. I respect that. I respect your right to do what you want to do with your body, and I will fight for your right to do so. Right? That's your right. And I also will fight for people who do not want to be mandated to. That's their right to say no. You have the right to say no without being destroyed financially. If you don't do it, you lose your job. If you don't do this, you won't be able to go here, go there. That's called tyranny. It's called evil. And as African people, we're always supposed to fight against evil. Evil. You need to know what evil is and fight against what's evil. Somebody mandating you for some shit you don't want to take is called evil. It's called power. So I don't think Katie's. I think the internet went out bad over there. I'm gonna get off of here. I'm tired. I gotta get some sleep. So I'm saying much love, family, to everybody. I didn't want to do this rant. I don't know what Katie was going to think. Katie was talking about the terrorist attack in Kenya. But I don't know nothing too much about it. We know whenever you, I will say this, if you're in Africa, listen closely. You have terrorism in Africa. It's European backed. Understand that. Africans don't have any money to finance terrorism. Get this? It's always European backed. And a lot of African nations, the youth on the ground are finally starting to wake up and understand this. Especially when you find any kind of minerals in the ground. Terrorism is coming next. Gold, oil, natural gas, any kind of minerals in the ground that can benefit African people, it's going to be snatched out their hands and given to Asians or Europeans so they benefit from the natural wealth of Africa. It's going to say there's terrorism in there. We must go fight the terrorism. So as they make the fake terrorism groups, they're stealing shit out the ground, shipping it to Europe or Asia to make billions of dollars off of it. That's the reason for terrorism. That's why you got terrorism running throughout Africa and no other place on the planet. And it's kind of scheme happening. See, you can't put an African base in Europe. You understand that? There's no African. I was in the Marine Corps. There's no African bases in Britain. There's no African bases in Germany. There's no African bases in France. There's no African bases in Spain, Portugal, Sweden, Denmark, the Netherlands, Norway. Nowhere. But why are there all these European bases in Africa? I think you know it's not to help any Africans. I think you know that by now. I don't know, Serafina. We ain't won the battle yet. I don't know. You were that's why I ended up going to Tanzania years ago. You're one of the few African. I don't know how much you've traveled throughout Africa. I've traveled extensively throughout Africa. I don't know. Tanzania was one of the shining lights of Africa. That's what brought me there. After going to Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, Zimbabwe. See, I've been Ethiopia. I don't know if we won the victory long ago, Serafina. We're still yeah, we need to worry. I don't know. We didn't win no victory long ago. If we won the victory, Magufuli would still be here. Unfortunately, I don't believe that. And make no bones about it. Magufuli was murdered. Didn't die no heart attack and all that nonsense. He's one of the people that were fighting. Isn't it funny? He's the only African on the continent fighting for what was real. Ain't that funny? You don't you find that amazing? He's the only African, because he's the only African leader. Only one that was telling the truth to his people. They might not have understood the science, but he understood the science and that this was a you-know-what. We can't even speak it on their platforms. Isn't it funny? He's the only leader in the whole continent. Everybody was following what the Europeans is doing. So Tanzania was that beacon of light, a beacon of hope. So I don't know how many other African countries you've been in, Seraphin. I don't think we won that war yet. We're still fighting. I don't think we won that victory. Explain to me when we won that victory, Serafina. Please help me understand. Long time ago. We haven't won that victory yet. Still fighting. We're slowly waking up. But I don't think we won the victory yet. I think now with Bill Gates running around Africa, we ain't won no victory. I think they're waking up in Mali, kicking out the French, and you got coups happening. I think there's the African awakening, yes, but we haven't won the victory yet. They want Tanzania, Serafina. That's why that puppet woman went over there and got one of the wickedest globalists on the planet, Tony Blair. Go research Tony Blair, Serafina. Please, sister. Research Tony Blair and his intentions for Africa and African people. Please go research Tony Blair. Immediately, she went and got Tony Blair. Like, whoa. Go research this man, Serafina. Go research this wicked ass Tony Blair. Research. and the devastation he done to Africa when he was a prime minister of Britain so many years ago, and what he is. She's definitely a straight out puppet. I'm glad that a lot of Tanzanians know that, but she brought in one of the most wickedest people. Go study Tony Blair. Please, sister, go study this man. Please go study him. And it broke my heart. As soon as I knew she went and put this man as an advisor to Tanzania, I knew. I was like, oh my God. You know, my love for Tanzania went back when I went there 25 years ago. So I went to all African countries and studied Julius Nyerere. He was the only leader you had in Africa. He was the only real African leader. Serafina, he's only African. He was a real African leader. He wasn't a puppet, so he had to go. He wasn't a puppet. I say this equivocally. Kenyatta's a puppet. Ghanaian President Kofi Adada, whatever you pronounce his name, is a puppet. Buhari in Nigeria is a puppet. These are all puppets. Ramaphosa's a puppet. Africa, Europeans put in their puppets. Thank God to Julius Nyerere, who wasn't a puppet, and helping liberating all Southern African countries. That's what Tanzania did. You know the history of Tanzania. You lived, but you know I learned that by going up 25 years ago, and that's why I brought the family there. That's why I wanted to invest there. Because I was so very proud of the country of Tanzania. I was so very proud to be there and proud of that country. So very proud. As an African man, it made me very proud. Because the other African kind of like, wow, the rape of Africa is real. Talking about spiritual. Well, I stand with all African people. I'm glad you do. I stand with all African people. I think we're one global people. I know the history of Africa more than most people do. So I stand with all African people, and I want the awakening. You know, I don't see no tribal nonsense. This is a global African family. And we've been in a real fight. Like I said, Africa's rich. African is not. So there's a disconnect before the European. Africa's rich. Africa's the richest continent on the planet, hands down. So why are we poor in Africa? Should be no poverty in Africa at all. At all. Africa's that rich. Should be no poverty at all in Africa. At all. That's how rich it is. So we know we have enemies that have come in and undermined us and stolen that wealth from us, unfortunately. So there's a waking up. That's why they installed their puppets, to make sure they keep stealing out of Africa, make sure that wealth goes back to Europe and America. And now the Chinese are getting in on it, the Asians. That's the reason why they bought in the Indians. If you go in any African country, what do you got there? You got East Indians who are very disrespectful to African people. Who do you think brought the Indians in there? The Indians didn't come there on their own. The European. They put the Indian as a buffer class over African people. That's how they got there. That's how they got to South Africa, Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, Nigeria, Ghana, Angola, Namibia, Zimbabwe. The British brought them in to be a buffer race to help oppress African people. That's why they're there. That's how they got there. They just decided to show up one day. Hey, we're going to come to Africa. No. They were brought there by the British, by the Europeans, to help them subjugate African people. But I'm not here to get a history lesson today anyway. I want to say much love, family. Much love to all African people. We're a beautiful race of people. Always unite. Always treat your brother and sister fairly. You know, always treat each other fairly. That's what we have to learn. Have respect for one another and treat each other fairly. And once we learn to unite, family, we got to learn to unite. Because that'll put us up as a global people. We're global people. We're in Africa, America, we're in the Caribbean, and we're also down in the South America as well. Don't forget, we got a big community in South America. And I've been in South America many times. Beautiful, beautiful African community in South America, in Brazil, Colombia, and Venezuela. So, got a very big African community down in South America. Beautiful people. Very beautiful, loving people. So, I'm going to get off here. I done ran my mouth. Say much love. Thank you, Serafina, for being so wonderful to us as a sister working, because you made everything I told the family about Tanzania real. So you showed them the love that Tanzania showed me 25 years ago as a young man going into there, going back and forth. And why I love it so much. So family, I'm going to get off of here because I got to go to work in a little bit. I ain't been asleep. I got to get at least 2 hours worth of sleep. So family, much love. Everybody take care of themselves. Black first, Africa first. Africa first, period. We put each other first over any other people. We put African people first, as they do with theirs. I'm about to watch the last night's show. Yeah, if you can get it. Remember, see if you can find it, because they always, they go through my shows with a fine-tooth comb. The mosquito's still not up. See if you can get to it. I know it's up on Facebook, but so you can find a YouTube version. But, they go through my show with a fine-tooth comb. Still not up. You can't see the chat room yet. They meticulously go through everything I do. Give too much information. So, I want to say much love, family. Everybody have a good, prosperous day. And I'll see you back here next time. Black first, African people, African love. Much love, family. Much love. I'm out. Peace.